Hey everybody, welcome back to Race of History. Today we're going to get into the Sabaton music video and song To Hell and Back. It's over Audie Murphy. He is well known here in Texas. Within history and military circles, the guy is extremely well known. There's a VA hospital in San Antonio that is named after him. And I wanted to read this before we get into it. In World War II, millions of soldiers went into battle far away from their homes, and many of those who returned faced an enemy just as formidable as the forces they fought on the battlefield. Post-traumatic stress disorder was usually treated with quite ineffective yet highly addictive drugs. One of the men facing the horrors of World War II long after the war ended was First Lieutenant Audie Murphy from Kingston, Texas. This is To Hell and Back. Let's get into it.
From Texas, a man of the wild, thrown into combat where bodies lie piled. Hides his emotions, his blood's running cold. Just like his victories, his story unfolds. Right, our white light, if there be any glory in war, let it rest on them like hell. There's no debate, so charge and attack, going to hell and back.
Okay, so that was Sabaton's To Hell and Back. Like I said, Audie Murphy's really well known here. Um, kind of a legend, but a legend in a different way, right? Because he has all of the combat service medals. I mean, it just listed all of them. He literally has all of them, right? Um, but his story takes on a little bit of a different context because of the position he was in when he got back, and this is not specific to him. You know, you read these stories and of World War One and World War Two, and what soldiers were asked to do, the conditions they were asked to live in, and you know, we just talked about this, me and somebody else in the comments of a video yesterday, about how in World War One at Verdun, Pétain started to catch on to maybe guys couldn't just be at the front in terrible conditions under shell fire, watching people get blown to bits day after day after day for months and months and months and just come out okay. Today, looking back at it, the idea that it was ever thought that, like, I don't know, that the human psyche could deal with that and not have any sort of adverse effects of it seems kind of crazy to me. But I know there's a big argument within the historian community over, and you know, historians kind of breach over into other subjects sometimes. And in this case, they breach over into psychology. And the argument is, did people who lived in ancient historical times deal with things like post-traumatic stress disorder, or is this something more of the modern day, the modern mind, stuff like that? I don't know exactly where I fall on that, but I do know that the type of warfare that came from this new world of World War One and World War Two, and then on from that, brought a type of warfare that had never been seen before. It was no longer swords and bayonets and you know, small caliber gunshots and things like that. And even with the cannonballs, like it's a different type of warfare, right? You're not watching somebody get stabbed. You're watching somebody get blown in half, or completely get their arm blown off, or their head, or you know, just the things that you're asked to do and see on a daily basis is just so brutal. So I've talked about this on this channel before, but I will never talk disparagingly about the actual soldiers fighting in an army of any country in any war. I just, it doesn't make, I don't want to do it. I'm not the person to do it. And those are people that I've asked to do things and be in positions that it's hard for me to even comprehend. And so I never ever talk negatively about any rank and file soldiers from any military at any time period. Leaders, military leaders, I will go after pretty hard. But I do not like going after rank and file soldiers, and the reason why is because I don't know. I don't know the circumstance. I don't know, you know, I don't know if they just saw their best friend die the day before. Like, I just don't know. And so I don't like to speak badly about any service members that were rank and file soldiers for any military group at any point in history. It just doesn't. I don't feel good doing it. So, but that was another great song, kind of a different tone to it, and kind of different musically too from the things I've listened to. Almost like an Irish twist in the background there. But that was To Hell and Back by Sabaton. Like, comment, subscribe. Help me keep building the channel over here. The next Caesar video will be out tomorrow, and I will see you guys then.